For those that are just joining us, we're in the fourth segment talking about Paul's book. Paul is my little brother, my little big brother as I call him, and he's written a book called The Accidental Leader. So we've gone through the story about his own experience of leadership. We spoke about minding the gap. We spoke about the system that we now know, this industrial complex that is leadership, that literally trains you to view leadership mostly one way. We've talked about the accidental leader and what kind of traits they have and how they hold power and how they let it go. We've also talked a bit about redistributive power. And so, Paulo, I'd like us in this last segment to talk to the leader who's read through your book and leaves it thinking, I want to try something. I want to change something. First in myself, because it is a mindset shift, what you're inviting us to.
Yes.
But then I'd also like to try some things in the space where I lead.
Yes.
So talk to us about those two things.
Yes.
What would you proffer for the leader who's thinking like that?
There's several things I could think of. The first is you need to fall out of love with the myth of your own story. If you are the person who started the thing and whatever, you're the one who built the systems to then, or the systems were built around your leadership in order to succeed you. You need to fall out of love with the myth of your own leadership. It's what humans do. Over time, we create myths and stories of how the present came to be. If you abandon that, then you are able to hold leadership lightly.
And how do you do that, Paulo? Because I want us to be practical. In a sense, you're talking to me. I'm a founder of Civsource. So what does that look like? You have to return to a place of humility. Remember how you started. You didn't start as this big person. Your story, whoever you are, emerges from a place of humility, from a place of uncertainty, most of the time. A lot of leaders right now, they themselves are accidental leaders. They emerge in times of tension. The second thing is you have to come to terms with your mortality. It is to be human is to die. Yes.
You will pass away.
Yes.
Or someone bigger, stronger, faster, more whatever has been born.
Yes.
Like it's actually a proven thing. Kids these days score higher on IQ tests than they did 50 years ago. We are becoming smarter as a species.
Interesting.
So if you can return to a place of humility and understand that your time is finite, your leadership is finite, your insights are finite, then you can start to crack open the possibility that maybe leadership could look different than you, could look different than you imagined, could look different than what you raised up. So you have that tension in your hands. We have to hold what we have built. We have to steward what we've built, but we also have to think about an emerging future if you want the legacy of what you've built to last beyond yourself. And in doing that, then you have to then start to think about a hybrid system. You have to make room in your systems, like we've talked about, for the people who emerge from the margins, the people who don't look leader-shaped, the people who ask questions. And you also have to build discernment, because I actually mentioned this in the book. There's some people who ask a lot of questions just because they're being obnoxious and they're being contrarian. They're not really contributing. You have to build the discernment to understand, no, this person's just a rabble-rouser. They ask questions, but they don't have solutions. But there are some people who are asking questions and there's a depth behind them. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So yes, abandon the myth that you've been under. Then I think also test leadership. What does it look like when you step away? Do things hold together when you stepped away? or do they fall apart?
Yeah.
How close are you to the impact of the decisions you're making? Evaluate that. At my last job, I had the opportunity to work sort of far away from the senior management, but also work in consultation with the senior management. People who are in senior management, especially those who are in charge of the larger the organization, small requests that they make create big waves, create big structural waves. So even something as simple as, I think we should have coffee. The waves that request makes,
I know,
at the leadership level creates lots of whatever. And it sounds like a simple request, but it has lots of structural implications down below. How close are you as a leader to understanding that the little moves that you make create these big waves? Oh my gosh, your dog is guarding us.
Yes.
Jackie's little dog is standing on guard for
Yes,
us.
no, because somebody's entering the gate. Yeah. Wow. I think President Obama shares a story like that.
Yes.
That he was just speaking a thing out loud,
Yes.
and everybody took it like, oh, that's what the boss wants.
I know. Mrs. Obama also talked about it.
Yes,
She was
yes.
like, if the president said, "Ooh, I like this exotic thing," the staff would go out and buy it. Except that in the president's office, the president pays for it.
Yes.
You get a salary, yes, as a
Yes,
president, but
yes,
you have to pay
yes,
for it.
yes.
And the Obamas they did not come from wealth, so they'd look at the bill and go, "Oh my God, you need to
Yes.
stop saying that you like
Yes,
these things,"
yes,
because then they're just going to be like, "Sure, we're
Yeah.
going to give it to you."
Yes, yes.
Yes, the waves that you make are huge at the senior level. There was this show, and all of this is now we're just ruminating. There was this show years ago called oh my gosh, I jumped on this tangent and now the show's name has jumped out of my head. But this was the premise of the show. There's a boss of a large organization. It's called Undercover Boss. They go undercover
Yes.
and they spend a day at one of their locations, at one of their
Yes,
franchises.
yes,
And usually what they would find is they would find someone doing extraordinary work, doing so much with so little, overcoming really big odds. And then obviously the end of it is cathartic. They give the person a raise and this and that and the other.
Yes.
But there was something instructive in that, that the boss is so far removed from the day-to-day operations of their thing that there needs to be a way for you to check in. Now, again, that is in a consolidated structure. So if you're wanting to create something that allows for accidental leadership to emerge, you have to remove those strata. And you have to take your organization through the painful process of letting go of the structures that they've invested in. Because your middle managers, your people who've put in their 5 years, their 10 years, they're not all of a sudden going to be happy that now you've entered a distributed system, whatever. There's this story of a CEO in the U.S. who decided, because he read some studies, that the minimum amount of pay that you need to start to feel like things are okay is $70,000. He took a pay cut and he raised everyone's salary at the bottom. And the people who had worked there for years, working their salary to finally get to 100,000, whatever, they were disgruntled.
Yes.
Because the person of 35, they did nothing, you jumped them up to 70,000. They had a real problem with it, but that speaks to a culture problem inside of the organization.
Yes.
It's like the CEO had good intentions, but he didn't take the group through the exercise of saying, hey, this is a change that is coming. It is a needed change. And part of it is going to involve me taking a pay cut, but part of it is also going to involve everyone in this company, in this organization, having a wage that we can actually live on. So yes, if if you're a leader and you have this light bulb moment and you go, yes, I have my leaders that I've been investing in, but we also need to be making room for accidental leaders to emerge, you're going to have to break a few things or mold things differently. And you're going to have to walk everybody through the process of understanding that this change is necessary. It is inevitable. We have blind spots, and we need to create a system that allows for us for leaders to emerge to help us with the blind spots.
Wow.
And they're not going to look like what we've had before.
Yes.
They're going to speak differently. They're going to look different. They might be inside the organization, or they might come from outside. The final thing is sometimes just things are so calcified, and you have an accidental leader off to the side agitating. And sometimes as a leader, you have to be wise to say, I release you. The idea
Sometimes
you
I
have,
to leave you, yes.
the idea you have, it can't live here.
Yeah.
This, you know, we come from a Christian background. Our father was a pastor. I'm going to quote the Bible. It says, you can't put new wine into old wineskins.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't do that because the wineskins will burst. Sometimes this person has an idea or a concept of something that is just so radical that it will shake the foundations of what already exists. And maybe the best thing is to say, go, we release you. Or they might realize it on their own.
Yes.
And they might leave on their own.
Yes.
And it's to then learn from their leaving.
Yes, that's, yeah.
What can we learn?
Yeah.
What is their leaving trying to teach us that we have a gap for, that we cannot see, or that we just are not structurally built to handle?
Paulo, we will leave it there. I think you've left us with a lot of food for thought. And leaders, and all of us watching this, I hope that we can chew through this slowly. Of course, get the book. Where can we get the book actually, Paulo?
The book right now is available on all online platforms, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and others, whichever your favorite online platform is. It will eventually be coming to a store near you.
Okay, so get the book, read it, and also think about the questions that we've ended with. How do you need to change? How do you need to help your organization change? What kind of questions you guys need to ask yourselves? And what are those small steps to start to enable accidental leaders around you to emerge for better? Thank you, Paulo.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Thank you for having me.
Can we shake on it?
Good job, Miss Interviewer person. You've never done this before, but you're so good at it.
No way.
Yeah.
Yay. Do I get a raise? Do I get a raise?
Yes, you do.
You get a raise. I get a raise. We all
Everybody gets a raise.